and the old triangle. When jingle, jangle, all along the banks of the Royal Canal.
Perfect. See, and that's what happens when I actually can produce sounds with my mouth and throat instead of like the hot tub recording where I was fucking dying, basically.
Well, yeah, you had lost your voice for that, but maybe that's why it was so quiet because you.
No, the levels were fucked a little bit, but that's okay. I mean, hey, the edit's out. I made the best of a bad situation. I texted Fusco.
Oh, is it out? I didn't even.
Yeah, it got out this morning.
All right.
So I texted Fusco and I was like, hey, the audio on this one's fucking rough, bro. Like, one, we had a drunk MLK at the board, which did us no favors as far as mixing was concerned. Two, she was barely at the board, so couldn't have done any mixing. 90% of the episode, which is so fucking funny because it comes up like 17 times, of you telling Kelly, like, Guy, where are you going? You have one job.
Mm-hmm. She'd just walk away randomly.
Yeah, she was like walking away, going up the smoke, or like, it's like, dude, like, fuck, man.
Just monitor. Just sit there and monitor.
Just monitor for a bit.
We didn't have a backup monitor.
Have you ever seen? Did you ever watch like Parks and Rec? Were you a Parks and Rec fan?
No.
Oh yeah. There's a great bit in the show. Chris Pratt does this bit, and the blooper reel is even funnier because there's this whole bit where she's like trying to explain to him, like, okay, in my office, I need you to go behind the picture of Hillary Clinton and grab a key. That key will unlock my file cabinet. And like they do this whole bit like 7 times in the blooper reel, and his like reaction to get laughs is he's just loses interest. He's just not paying attention anymore. And like it breaks down the whole crew. Like they're all just fucking laughing. He's like, okay, I need you to go to my office. I'm behind it. And he's like, which is like Kelly when you're trying to do a live stream in her hot tub.
I sent a meme to fuck. Oh, there it is. I sent a meme to Camille and some other people the other day, and it was from Parks and Rec, and it was Chris Pratt, and it's the one where it's like, not a meme, it's like a really short video of him saying like, how are you feeling? It's like, it's January. I don't want to live anymore, and nothing has any meaning. That kind of.
Yeah, it's like I forget. I can't remember. I forget the bit, but it was like, it's like, oh, I'm fine. Except for I'm tired all the time.
Yeah, that's it.
My bones hurt and I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, that's that one. It's like, that's pretty much where the funk we're all in. So I thought we could eventually get to dealing with bagpipe funk.
Happily.
Might be our title. Might be our topic for the day.
But before we get to that, hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 204 of the Chanarant Podcast. My name is Josh, and with me is my co-host, Mr. Andy Fusco.
That's me. On the big purple microphone today. Going old school.
Going old school. And if you didn't know, I'm here to let you know this is an explicit show. You have 5 seconds to listen to something else. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fuck. It's January 2023. When did we start this nonsense? It was January 2018.
Yeah, it's been too long.
5 years.
It's been forever.
Somebody I saw at Winter Storm was like, man, you guys been doing this a long time. You guys been doing it for 10 years. I'm like,
feels like it.
No, and he insisted. I don't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but he insisted we've been doing this for 10 years. I'm like, I know exactly when we started. January, the year after we got back from Ireland.
And his name was Willie McCallum.
No, it wasn't anybody famous. He was, where he was, I can't remember even what band he was with. Maryland, maybe? I forget. But he was a huge fan. He quoted all kinds of things that we've done.
That we forgot about probably.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I don't even remember this. How do you know this? Like, yep. But he insisted we've been doing this for 10 years. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not the case.
No, because we started it after we went to Scotland.
It was the January after we got back from Ireland.
2018. So it would have been 5 years.
Even that's a long fucking time.
That's way too long.
So somebody had a great, I don't remember who had this idea. I think, again, this was an idea at Winter Storm. Maybe it was Lex. I can't remember. I ran into him. Somebody had the idea of we should pass this off every 200 episodes to 2 other people and we'll just manage it. I'm like, that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, except for the fact that no one would do shit. It's hard enough to get us to do shit.
That's true. But I'm like, I'll edit it if I just don't have to show up every week.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
I would be happy to have like Joe Brady and...
It would be Up to the Line Pipe Band Podcast Part 2.
Gay Brad. Yeah, whatever. I don't care who does it. Just 2 people to run 200 episodes for us.
The one time that we tried to take a vacation and have the Australians do it, we couldn't even publish it. It was.
I think we did do it. Though.
I think we did. Yeah.
Well, the first time.
That's because we were vindictive and we were like, "Oh yeah, you think it's easy, motherfucker."
Listen to this nonsense. No, that was fine. We appreciate them
listen
doing
to 75 minutes of dead air while three people try to figure out who's on first.
Yeah, Camille tried to run it, but I think she realized, wow, this is kind of difficult to get these two idiots to talk.
Well, and like a lot of it's an improv thing, right? Like it's always you got to yes and that shit, and people are really bad at that.
Well, yeah, if you didn't grow up trying to entertain people,
yeah, you get one of those things where it's like, and now, okay, suggestions from the audience. Oh, it's a barrister in an ice cream shop. Excuse me, sir, you're out of order, and you just be like, no.
Like, I don't want to do this one. This isn't a good one. No,
like, wait, what?
That's not how this works.
You just kill it. Just kill it dead immediately.
Yeah. So
we're in OG format today.
Yeah, we are. As you can see, we're whited out in the background by this window, and we're back at the dining room table.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that the shelves were there back then.
We'll have to ask the Chanarant historian. She would know. But
I've been playing ass wall. But we're back in my dining room with it looks like Doc Brown built this fucking setup. And,
it does a little bit. If you can see, you can't really see it, but this right here, just pile of wires. I had to go a little mad scientist to get this thing to work. As always. Yeah.
I was still blown away. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think that the hot tub setup worked well. But I was surprised. I was surprised that it worked
at all. I mean,
Fusco can attest. Like we got to Kelly's, and like I'm looking at the space, and like I'm looking at like the power situation, and all that stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, this is sus. This is sus as fuck. And sure enough, Andy, in typical Andy Fusco fashion, just like hands me shots and says, "You'll figure it out."
My job was to make sure, like, just what do you call that?
Well, you're doing some of the computer
cheerleading
stuff.
I was just like, we're here now. We've got to make it work. So figure it out.
The story of tech on the Chanarant podcast is me looking at a thing and being like, I don't know, man. And Fusco's like, here, drink this.
It'll all work out. We'll figure it out.
He's got to get, once he gets Josh like 3 shots deep, then I'm like Rick Sanchez and I start fucking plugging shit in. Like,
we had lights hanging off.
I guess I'll make this work. Like, I don't fucking know.
Wood beams across.
The Leatherman comes out and like stripping wires and like, all right. Like,
so if you're listening to this, you probably haven't heard that episode yet.
No, because it came out this morning.
Yeah, because it just came out. But
well, you got to keep in mind. So the only people that be listening right now are the people on the stream, of which there are
Ray, Jen, and
4. Maybe.
That's probably it. Where's Beer Boy Brad? He's probably out there. If we say his name, he will hear.
If you say,
he will feel it in the universe and show up.
Dude, I hear that if you say Beer Boy Brad 3 times into a men's room glory hole, he appears on the other side.
Oh my God! Let me tell you,
just a little uncut penis.
You know how Beer Boy Brad will send us money. Like, you say we're at the bar, he's like, "Hey, have a whiskey on me." Like, we'll be whatever. He just randomly, if he finds out we're somewhere, he'll send money for something just for the fun of it.
Should we start sending him like condoms? And I
got a funny story for you about Winter Storm. He sent me, and I won't out anything, but he sent me a blowjob.
From I could already.
Got nothing else to say about it.
No,
but he did.
Off air. That'll be off air. But
I'm not lying about this. I was like,
is that why Lex shaved his mustache?
He said it through Lex, exactly. I was like, well, if it's from Beer Boy, I gotta take it.
I was like, man, why is Lex shaving his mustache, bro?
Oh my God, it was the funniest thing. Well, not funny. It was like mildly disturbing because I was like, this is Brad kind of giving me this blowjob right now.
Well, we probably shouldn't admit too much to that on air because I guess that's probably technically prostitution. Well,
I mean, there's no money exchange as far as I know.
This podcast is taking place in Nye County. Not in Clark County. Word for rump right now.
I'm out of state. They can't extradite me across state lines. It's fine.
It's not extradition when it's a state line.
I don't know. I'm just saying shit.
Why do you think feds exist?
The FBI. Oh boy, they might be knocking down the store anytime.
Oh, that's okay.
When Joe hears this, he's going to send feds to us.
Trust me, man. The nature of my significant other's work, I've been bugged for like 5 years. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But so we're gonna get into some Winter Storm stuff. I do want to get myself another shot.
Clang.
So on an unrelated note, our good friend Beer Boy Brad, I believe he was the one I was talking to about this because I think he has like a replica X-Wing fighter helmet.
That sounds familiar.
Star Wars?
Yeah, you might be right. I'm pretty sure I've seen him in it.
And he was asking me, he's like, yeah, it would be really cool if I could like build my gaming headphones
into
the helmet.
that would be super easy. Well,
And I
easy.
was like, that's that's doable. That's a
Very
doable
doable
thing. Like,
absolutely.
But that makes me think, like, do we need to start, like, we have so much. Oh, shit. What's going on?
Are you on the chat? Look.
I just see ha ha ha.
Oh, shit. You don't see what's up above it? You don't see the history? Go to live chat.
I'm looking at. The last thing I see is Ray saying ha ha.
Right above it.
What's the drink choice today?
Shit. Really? That's all you see?
That's all I see.
All right. So Brad types in, I felt my testicles tingling. Did one of you sluts summon me?
Yes.
Yes, we did, Brad.
Oh, there it is. No, it says no. Those are my DCs from the flight line. Okay. He's talking about.
Oh, right. Okay. So,
but it makes me wonder. I was like, man, could we make our lives incredibly easier if we just invested in something that was like headphone, like a gamer headset that we could just plug into the board? Like, that's got to be a thing.
Gamer headset that for mic and ears? Yeah, absolutely. People do it all the time.
Yeah.
That's how they do podcasts.
Like, why are we
of the time.
fucking around with all this bullshit?
I don't know.
I might actually get you to talk.
Well, if
you had those.
We'd actually need a good quality headset. You're talking $300 or whatever.
Well, I'm talking one that's got to go to XLR. That's the other thing.
Well, we got these too. I mean, you always could just do a converter.
Yeah.
But I mean, XLR is better, but that's fine. I'm sure there's like this into XLR.
There's got to be something. Yeah.
I've seen them done. Like that's the Howard Stern show.
And then if you were
going
to build it into a helmet, what helmet would you build it into?
Oh, well, that's a good question.
I mean, obviously, it would be too much work to just build, and it's work we're never going to do to build it into a helmet. But what helmet would you pick?
Oh, I would absolutely pick the Nazi helmet with the thing on the spike
like
on
the pith helmet with the spike,
the spiky thingy. Yeah,
well, it's not a pith helmet. That's a British thing.
Helmet,
but yeah, like the spike.
Yeah. I mean, if we want to be as offensive as possible,
World War I German helmet.
Yeah. I mean, I want to piss off as many people as possible. So
I feel so bad for my door frames.
That's a good helmet. What helmet? What other helmets are there?
If nobody likes Fusco's spiky helmet, I'll just turn the ceiling fan on when we record.
Dong. There it goes. So, yes. What helmet would you pick?
I don't know, because like most of the helmets I think are really cool are like full.
But that's fine too, as long as the mic's inside the
Halo helmet.
Yeah,
like you're not going to see my face.
A Master Chief, yeah, but who?
ODST.
Nobody wants to see our face.
Master
Anyway.
Chief's a punk bitch.
Nobody wants to see our face anyway, right?
Unpopular opinion: ODST's rock. Master Chief's a punk bitch.
Wow, that's
ODSTs go in the same spot, and they can actually fucking die. They don't have plot armor.
I would take the Saint 14 helmet
Oh.
from Destiny 2. It's similar, but it's got that like the Roman thing on it, but it's spacey.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be a good one.
I mean, the Star Wars helmets are cool. That'd be a good one. Lex's fucking helicopter helmet's dope as shit. Have you seen that?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, have him Lex. If when you hear this, send Fusco a picture of your helmet. It's like full face. He looks like a fucking stormtrooper.
Well, like I was gonna say, like I don't know what they're called, but the pilots, the TIE Fighter pilot helmet is sick.
Yeah,
from the original.
How would you see?
Well, it's all black. I don't know. How do helicopter pilots see?
This much field of view.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, it's like wearing
a terribly designed helmet in reality.
Everyone's like, man, stormtroopers suck.
But they only have to look. Well, no, we're talking pilots, so they only have to see forward anyway.
Well, it's very similar, but I mean, it's like, like stormtroopers suck, man. They can't hit shit. I'm like, yeah, dude, they're looking through like 2 Coke bottles.
There's no vision in those things whatsoever.
Like, you have no peripheral vision at all.
For a futuristic thing, that was a terrible design.
The only reason that like Boba Fett and Mandalorians do better than stormtroopers is because the fucking slit goes around the side.
All the way
you can
around.
actually like see some shit.
But still, they can't see up or down all that well, I would imagine.
No, and how the fuck do you eat? Like here I am.
More importantly,
here I am murdering.
How do they get blowjobs?
I'm Order 66. Well, you don't need. I mean,
it's back to
you can wear it. You can wear a helmet getting a blowjob. This is the way. You don't have to take your helmet off to get head.
That's true. But to give it, I mean, what if we're both in helmets?
Then it's just gonna be bonk.
I hope you like your balls hit hard, which I do sometimes. But
anyway, bagpipes. Is this a bagpipe podcast?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what this is anymore. It's been 5 years. Who knows?
It's been 10 according to some
people.
According to some fucking random at Winter Storm.
Some drunk ass guy at Winter Storm.
Let's go through some.
He's gonna hear this eventually and be like, "Oh, he doesn't remember my name." I'm like, sorry, bro. I was pretty drunk.
I'm gonna go ahead and at any kind of accent. The guy have an accent, like East Coast, West Coast.
It was Midwest, I believe.
Okay, Midwest guy. He's at Winter Storm. Was he competing?
I don't think so.
So he was there as an attendee.
I only saw him at the Winter Steam. This is the only time I ever talked to him.
So Midwest guy. Winter
I
Steam
think he was probably
only,
attending the
didn't
clinics.
compete, probably service bander. We're going to say his name's either Mike or Steven. That's
pretty sure he's a service band guy or something similar.
Yeah.
I remember his face. He had crazy hair.
Statistically
big guy,
speaking,
tall.
If you think about a service bander at Winter Steam, his name's probably Mike. Let's just call him Mike.
Yeah, he's probably Mike.
That's statistically the most likely outcome.
I would say Mike would be East Coast. What would be the good Midwest?
No,
the common Midwest name?
if it was East
Joe?
Coast, if it was East Coast, I would think like Bobby.
Yeah. Michael's very common on the East Coast too. Where I grew up, like everybody's
Mikey.
Michael. Yeah, there's like 1,000 Mikeys. But
Well, you got Mikey G, you got Mikey P, you got Mikey Big Dick, you got Mikey Tiny Balls, you got Mikey Big Butthole,
and then you got Bobby,
and then Bobby. just normal Bobby.
Just Bobby. Yep, very true. Yeah, interesting. So,
I want to take a quick second to get through some of the show notes shit.
Yeah, do it.
Become a patron, patreon.com/Chanarant, you cheap fucks. That helps the show keep going. We have to buy more XLR cords. Yeah, apparently. Every
we
show,
figured out the problem with the mics.
Every show we do, we lose an XLR cord.
Or just busts, blows up.
Yeah, I'd say every time that...
I gotta stop trying to stick my dick into the XLR cords.
Oh, yeah. It's got 3 prongs.
It's got 3 prongs. That's what I figured. It was more fun. 3 prongs is more fun.
Oh, I forgot. You have 3 holes in the end.
Well, I do. Yeah. I do now. That's true.
Ever since the accident.
Ever since
episode 200.
Ever since that girl in college that just talked me into weird shit.
Ever since you, after episode 200, when you just got really horny and all that was left was XLR.
Hey, any port in a storm.
Like, well, if I jam it in,
you push hard enough.
But yeah, so check out the Chanarant Discord. Nobody fucking games anymore, man. I've been trying to game. Nobody fucking wants to play anything.
Did you ever play anything? I've never seen you play anything.
Me and Beer Boy were playing DMZ on Warzone. That's the free one. That's really fun.
Well, see, the issue is you pick shit games because Call of Duty sucks, so nobody cares.
Call of Duty does suck. DMZ
that's
pretty fun.
The one you always play.
What are you playing?
Multiplayer stuff these days.
Yeah.
Apex for the most part.
Apex
and then like those kind of Among Us type games, but not Among Us specifically.
I still haven't played that one yet.
I played. I tried it on Xbox and I didn't like. It's much better on PC, but like games like Project Winter was better on Xbox versus PC. Like it depends on what it is, how it works.
Project Winter, man, it was just a pain in the ass.
No, but that style of game, they're all very similar. Yeah. There's lots of different.
We got to get an Among Us game going.
That one's way simpler, so it's probably easier to understand and stuff. But that kind of thing. But other than that, like I figured it out, right? So I went to this grand depression after I beat Elden Ring.
Oh,
which took me. Let's see. But
I didn't know you were playing Elden Ring. This is the gaming portion of the Chain Rant podcast, by the way.
What an absolutely amazing, outstanding, greatest game of all time, in my opinion, that I've ever played.
And you played it on
Xbox? Yeah. So, and I beat it, say, late November, early December, something like that. Finally. Like, it was 200 hours.
I'm about to say, yeah, it's like a stupidly big game.
Stupidly big. Dark Souls kind of thing. And it's stupid hard, all that kind of shit. So I went into this grand depression when I finished it because I was like, there's nothing that I'm ever going to play that's going to be as good as this ever again. And I'm like, now what? I just kind of stopped playing stuff. So like I have all this free time to masturbate apparently. And I should be practicing pipes or doing something useful, but nothing has any meaning anymore after Elden Ring. It's like
free time to masturbate because Beer Boy's not buying you blowjobs.
Well, that's true. I mean, he didn't buy it. He just sent it. I just wanted to be clear about this. There was no money involved. But man, let me tell you, I've never felt anything like this, and it was very confusing to me. I was like, life has no meaning. There is no more Elden Ring. What do I could just start over, but I don't. That's not how I roll. So But anyway, yeah, I don't know why we're talking about this. Where did this come from?
No, we're just catching up, man. We're in the life check section.
Life part.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we were talking about what are we playing? Nothing currently, really.
Yeah, so I've been doing a little bit of DMZ just because I still don't have a lot of time to like really sink my teeth into something. It's hard to find time. It's hard to find time to play fucking games. I've got the fucking Xbox Game Pass, and I've got all these games that I'm like sitting there. I'm like, you know what?
I'll get to that.
I can't wait. I can't wait to sit down and just dive into that, and it's never fucking happened.
Well, I can make a recommendation. I did play this, and I think we talked about it, but you might have been drunk. Is the High on Life?
Was I awake?
I don't remember. Yeah, you were awake.
Okay, so I was probably drunk.
But it's that Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah,
game.
no, I've seen videos of that. It looks really fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's funny. It's really fucking twisted. Like, because it doesn't have to be. Well, I don't know. I don't really watch Rick and Morty. It's not Rick and Morty. It's made by the same guys.
It's very Rick and Morty-esque.
Fucking yeah. The voice is the same voice, you know. But man, is it like sex humor and like swearing? I'm like, is Rick and Morty like this? Do they swear? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've never really watched it, but
and it's also hyper violent.
Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah. This is just like that then. It's very funny.
You would like Rick and Morty.
I think I would like it. It's just I don't sit down to watch cartoons very often, if at all. But yeah, that's a good one too. Highly recommend it.
Cool, man.
Free on Game Pass.
So while we're on the subject of life checks, and I can do a couple more ads real quick just to get them out of the way.
Oh yeah, we got ads. We still do ads.
Yeah, well, we talked about joining the Discord. That's kind of how we got in the gaming discussion. We talked about people becoming patrons, which we appreciate and enjoy.
Or staying as a patron instead of quitting.
Instead of quitting,
bitches. Quit ass bitches.
Bitch ass quitters. Real quick, this episode of the Chan Rant Podcast brought to you by
McClellan Bagpipes by North Carolina artisan bagpipe maker Roddy McClellan from Eust in Scotland. They don't strive to be the biggest, fastest, or the cheapest. They do, however, meticulously craft a small number of warm and stable sounding instruments of heirloom quality. Roddy has followed this philosophy for over 30 years and continues to evolve with innovations like the Elevation Chanter, designed with North American bands in mind, providing a lower pitch, rich harmonics, and strong, clear projection. Elevation Chanters, along with chanter reeds from Adrian Melvin, provide a stable platform for a thick band sound without big overhauls. Check out bespokebagpipes.com for more information. McClellan Bagpipes, born in Scotland, made in the USA.
So, Fusco.
Yes, Josh.
Here we are, ready to recap your adventures at Winter Storm. Do you want to have a ripper first? Are names going to be protected for the guilty?
Yeah, always. Yeah, I'm pretty reasonably not hammered enough to accidentally say people's names, but nothing.
Super.
All that interesting
Have a shot.
happened. It wasn't all that exciting this year.
It's only 12:35.
That's it for the day. I got things I got to do. I got an Eagles game to watch later.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Absolutely. Go Birds.
So going into what you just said, you'd mentioned that it wasn't that interesting this year. Elaborate.
This is just my perspective. It's again, dealing with bagpipe funk which will ultimately kind of our topic if we ever get there, which we may not, but
We'll get there.
I've also been dealing with bagpipe funk. So it kind of came across like, one, I've been traveling a lot and I was not excited to have to travel again. And then two, it's just samey same, you know? Somebody said, and I won't say who, like they're describing the concert or a specific part of the concert and they're like, it was pretty good, but it wasn't great. And I wanted it to be great. And not the whole concert, but the specific part that and I kind of agreed. Like, it's like, like it's a little samey. Like, how we taking it up a notch? They did some cool shit. Don't get me wrong with the concert, the lighting, and they did some nice stuff and whatever. But that's the issue with bagpipes I'm dealing with. The existential issue is like, other than like I kind of show up and do the same thing, so that's probably my own issue. Like, you play weddings and funerals, you play the same 3 tunes, and you're fucking out. And then there's no creative outlet here. We're playing the same nonsense. Even if you're competition, like we've been doing this a long fucking time. Like, here we are again. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be some change up. And I get why actors or rock bands or whoever like run into slumps when they've been playing for 20 years, and then it's like all anybody ever wants to hear is that fucking one hit that we had 20 years ago, and I hate it. Like, I get that. I see that in the bagpipe world.
Do you know one of my favorite quotes from the classic Christmas movie Die Hard?
It's not a fucking Christmas movie, but go ahead.
Is when he throws.
Wait, I know what it is. It's going to be welcome to the party, pal. You son of a
Welcome
bitch.
to the party, pal.
I know exactly what it's going to be. Is that really what you're going with?
I've been slumping for like a year.
You've been something for longer than that.
And I get nothing but shit of like, come on, man, like bagpipes. Have you seen Ted Lasso yet?
Yeah, of course.
So like the Mexican guy is like, soccer is life, or football is life.
Yeah,
like that's you with bagpipes. Like for years it's been like Fusco's bagpipes is life.
yeah.
And the rest of us are like, fuck, man, like I'm fucking beat down. And you are just meeting us at the beat down level.
Well, the grind does eventually get to everybody. And I do try to take lessons from Ted Lasso in the sense that, like, because he's eternally optimistic as well as the Mexican guy.
He's the perfect coach.
So, but there's he has his dark moments, you know, and it's like, and it's just how long does it last, you know?
Well, it's
like,
always one of those things of like, you know, a lot of us, especially in leadership positions, you experience this a lot with the band. I experience this a lot with like my other nonprofit organization. Like you set yourself on fire to keep everybody warm and then you burn out.
Yes, exactly.
And you're like, fuck. And then you're just like, I need like 2 months where none of you motherfuckers talk to me or I'm going to kill you. Like,
yeah, there's that. And I guess that maybe that's the nature of a volunteer organization of some sort.
I think it is. I mean, I think it ebbs and flows, right? Like we talk about the cyclical nature of our band over the years of the 15 years we've been doing the Chanaran podcast. And now you get big players, high enthusiasm, low enthusiasm, no players, like, you know, it just kind of goes that way. And it's like, yeah, man, like you can't, it's just, it ebbs and flows. Like I'm hitting it right now where I'm just like, fuck, I got an event in 4 months and it's going to be a clusterfuck. And I got nobody helping.
Right. Well,
and we just gotta, you make it work and then you hopefully like take a cruise.
Well, there's that. Yeah. I mean, that does kind of reinvigorate at times.
or you know,
we haven't done
I'm gonna finish the games and just like go rent a cabin out in the middle of nowhere and like ram a speedball into my arm. Wake up in a month.
That sounds fantastic.
Wake up in a month and like hopefully have some enthusiasm for these motherfuckers.
Let me tell you a funny story about a date I had in the last, I'm going to leave it very open-ended, but 6 months or so, where I don't know why I said it, but I went down this road. We were just having drinks or whatever.
Deep?
Not kind of like, not really, but kind of, but I was like I'm at that stage where I just want to run away. Like I want to live in a cabin in the woods like fucking Ted Kaczynski. I don't want to blow anybody up, but I just want to be left alone forever.
I want to do all the serial killer shit without the
actual killing part, because I don't really actually want to hurt anybody. But like, man, like I watch all the Ted Kaczynski fucking documentaries and shit because his little cabin in the woods looks so amazing to me.
That's like me. I was watching what's this series? Alone. Have you seen that? The series where like
I don't think so.
They have like they take like 10 survivalist type people and they take them out in like fucking Alaska and they're just like, all right, here you
Good
go.
luck.
Like
how do they film?
They self-film. They have to self-film everything. There's nobody there. And so it's like, all right, like the last person standing wins $1 million or whatever the fuck. Right. And they're just like building their lodges and like trapping and hunting and whatever. I'm like,
that sounds amazing.
I'm watching that shit.
I don't know how to do anything, so I'll die.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, fuck, man. Like I could not have to answer an email chain ever.
Oh my God, if I never had to respond to another fucking email in my life. Oh, but anyway, this date, right? So I literally went down the road of like, yeah, my goal is to like I'll never be able to retire. Probably I'll be like any of these fucking pipers. Like,
that's okay. Nobody my age is ever going to be able to retire.
Nobody will ever retire again, to be honest. But like my dream is to like move to Montana and live or wherever, Wyoming, and just be by myself, essentially. Maybe with a significant other if they're into it. And
I'm sure Lex is available.
And literally, like the next day, I got a text message from this chick saying, like, "Yeah, like we're just different people. I like the city. I like people. I like. I'm like, man, I must have went. I don't know what the fuck I said, but I went down a hole apparently where I was way too honest about what I want from the future.
She was like, you're sitting at the date. She was like, hey, so like, what kind of TV shows do you like? It's like, well, I think I want to like marry someone and move out to Montana in the middle of nowhere for the rest of my life and then
just grow
die
my
and
own
be buried on my own farm. It's like,
I want.
swung fence.
Hey man, when you know what you want, you just hope that you just throw it out there and see if it matches.
She was like, swipe left on that.
It was absolutely one of the app dates. I don't remember which one, but yeah, it was absolutely one of those. And it was very funny.
It's not a strong opener.
No. It was a terrible way to I drank too much and got way too honest. You know, let me tell you, this is not the way to date.
Yeah. As everybody knows, if you really want to have a long-standing relationship, you lie at first. Duh.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I was not in the lying mode. I was like, I'm going to tell her everything that crosses my brain in the next half an hour, and then as she runs away,
I want to move to Montana. My penis is 2 inches long but 4 inches wide.
Oh God, it's so funny. Kelly, I know nobody wants to date the Unabomber. He was kind of a handsome guy, to be honest. But when he shaved,
man. All the serial killers had harems.
Absolutely, they did. Like better than I've ever done. Holy Christ! Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
Look at Manson.
Oh my God!
Guy nailed it.
What Ted Bundy? Well, granted, he was a handsome guy, but I mean, theoretically, not that I would know. Brad, tell me if he's a handsome guy, please. But I don't know why we're talking about serial killers. Being too honest about. Bagpipes. All right, this is where we came from. Like tracking this back.
I'm just letting you find it.
Tracking this back, how we got to this. But yeah, the sameness
of
bagpipes.
Letting you find it, buddy.
The sameness. So dealing with bagpipe burnout and like, it's amazing to me watching Winter Storm. Like, I absolutely fell in love with bagpipes 20 years ago, just like everybody tends to do, whenever that happens for them. But I'm like, man, like granted we have great opportunities. We did the Adele thing. Like, granted we're playing Old Lang Syne like we always do. Like it's not like we're asked to play something cool.
Yeah, that old acquaintance has not been for fucking
never. But it's a great opportunity. It's so cool. Like that kind of stuff is what gives you life, I suppose. Well, to a certain extent.
And we have a distinct advantage based on geography.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
also have a great disadvantage being on geography as well. But
like we have an advantage of like cool shit happens, and sometimes it happens with us, and sometimes it happens to us, and like we just kind of we roll. We also roll with the punches, which a lot of people I know players that's tricky for them. Like if you got that thing, you'd be like. And
like the McCain funeral,
yeah, like hemming and hawing about that shit, and like for us, we're always like, "Fuck it, let's send it."
We just do it, yeah. So we
did. Nothing else. It's always a story.
As an example, we gave the not the Unabomber. We could call him that. Really, the McCain Piper. He's basically the same as the Unabomber.
Well, he
destroyed all piping.
He certainly Uni bombed.
He definitely did. But we gave that guy a lot of shit just in his decision-making process. Like, he should have passed that up the chain.
He should not have played that game.
You should have known.
He said that to us.
He did. Because he wouldn't come on the air, but he did. We emailed with him a little bit.
Because we didn't want him to fucking kill himself.
Yeah. We asked him to come on a show. Like, would you like to describe your experience? And he was like, no. But I'll talk to you guys privately. He talked to us.
He was a super cool guy.
Yeah, he was very nice, and I'm sure he's a great human being. He's a firefighter after all. But like sometimes, but then what's that thing where you don't know your own limitations, so you think you're smarter than you are? What's that called?
Being me, Josh syndrome.
There's a title for it. I can't think of it. It's Schrodinger's cat or something. It's not that, but something like that. But anyway, it's like
your limitations are.
You don't know what you don't
simultaneously.
If you don't look at yourself, you're not actually doing something terrible or something. I don't know, but yeah, like you don't know what you don't know. That whole thing. And this guy should until you were hit in the head with it, which he was, obviously. But why did I bring this up? The point was, like, when we got the call, when I got the call from the Adele thing, I'm like, I'm perfectly within reasonable to handle this. Like, dude, they're not asking me to play.
We were not the problem children at all.
No, not at all. Like, we went, smooth, done.
Yeah,
like every time.
Hey, hit these marks at these timestamps and do this. I'm like, all right.
All right. So, and then you change it. We should get there a little sooner. Okay.
We were like slamming White Claws and whiskey downstairs, and we still fucking nailed it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that probably helped, to be honest. But
oh, I forgot. You get nerves. Yeah, I don't get nervous on that kind of thing.
I do, but people ask me a lot about this. I didn't get nervous. I wasn't nervous at all. The only thing that crossed my mind was like, I just hope my drones kick in. That's the only because you never know, things go wrong.
I never worry about that shit. Like,
but I wasn't nervous like at all, which is shocking. Like,
although I will say this while we're sharing,
sure,
like, because I'm always a person where I'm like, like I never get nerves. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm good. Like, cavalier, just rock and roll.
Well,
I get. You know where it manifests for me that I've realized recently?
What
is I have to like check my fucking door. Like an ADHD person.
Like the lock. Oh, yeah. You're a fucking lunatic about security for no reason. Like nobody's looking for you.
Like that shit blows my mind. Because I used to not have to worry about that shit. I'd be like, lock it, done. I was leaving work the other day and I was the last person out. Set the alarm, do what I usually do, lock the door, like I'm out. And I'm sitting there, I'm driving home and I'm like, I'm having to like replay mentally. Like, no, I set my coffee down, I turned the key, like I pulled on the door, I checked it. Like, I'm at the point where I'm like 3 times, like pull. Okay, it's locked. And then I leave. And still, it's just a weird manifestation of like anxiety that I've never had before.
Yeah, absolutely. It does show.
And then you give me like, hey, there's gonna be 200,000 people watching you play this bit real quick. And I'm like, fuck. Like, that doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me at all.
It's weird. Some people.
It's just weird little shit. Yeah, like it blows my mind.
Weird ways for people. Absolutely.
Because that's the kind of shit that I used to never have to do. Courtney blames herself. She's always like, yeah, like I have anxiety. And I think it like bleeds over. I was like, I don't know, man. Like maybe I'm just compartmentalizing it in a different spot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, oh, you're gonna play on this big stage at Caesars? Cool. Doesn't bother me at all. And then I'm like, did I lock the gate?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that fucks me for the whole day.
Yeah, no, that kind of makes sense.
I think it's just my brain just moving shit to like a different spot.
That's pretty common, I think, in humanity. Yeah, but like, interesting. Like the performance in front of people thing. Like people are asking very common, like how big was that room, or whatever. And I asked my handler because I had a handler that was, and I was like, how many people does this hold? He's like 4,300. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. That's not the smallest I've ever played in front of, to be honest. But the situation was the most significant.
And when we turned, did you have the same feeling that I had? Like when we turned around and you can actually see like how full that motherfucker was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was insane.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like, and it's fucking, what was it? 3 levels?
Yeah.
I think
it was insane.
Maybe even 4. I can't remember for sure.
I turned around, I was like, holy fucking shit. And like the video that I stole, in your eyes,
you can't see shit.
Yeah, like the video I stole on Instagram, where you can see me playing like right in front of that. I guess got from some random. Well, Camille found it and sent it to me, but like the person who recorded it was just like some random. Like you can see me look at it, I'm like I'm playing. Like, you can see me
like looking around,
shit, and then you can see me when I finish playing. Like I just stopped and I'm like little shitty smirk because I'm like, nailed it. Like I'm done. Get fucked.
Exactly correct. Yeah.
Let's go sit in the car for 2 hours and get out of the garage.
2 hours. Yeah. It was
almost 2.5.
Oh my god. But yeah, never go to the Strip on New Year's. I highly recommend not going.
I would say the only way you get me down there is when you pay me, but it was 2 days. Like
we should have just stayed at the party. I didn't know. Like we gave it an hour and it was still 2 hours.
Brutal. Yeah.
But yeah, getting out of there was a ridiculous nightmare. But anyway, what was the original point of this?
Well, we started with you were going to talk about Winter Storm. You talked about the sameness, and I want to dig into this a bit.
Yeah.
Because I run into that, and I think I run into it a little more on like the event side, and we have run into it kind of on like something like the concert. Like our concert, Celtic Thanksgiving.
Right.
And what you run into is like, oh, we'll just do like we did last year.
Yeah, but how much did I hate that? And now we didn't do it this year because of that.
Well, that's the thing. Like that works, I feel like, for 95% of people. And then you get that last 5% of people that are like, I'm just fucking bored of doing it. Of just rinsing and repeating the same fucking thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
We're going to do the Burns night next weekend. It's going to be rinse and repeat.
Yeah, but it's not my event. I so don't care. I'm going to show up,
the concert,
play, and get the fuck out.
We did our best to like jazz up. I mean,
The last time we did
you know this. Like the first time we did an intro video for the concert was because you were sick of just rinsing and repeating the fucking concert. And that was going to be how we.
Well, that was the second year though, right? When we
I think
did
it was the third.
Maybe the third, maybe. But like I changed up the concert quite a bit.
Like the first.
But I just wanted to keep adding and
like
make
the
it
first year we
interesting.
did the intro video was like, oh, let's do something that'll fucking make it different. Like let's just something to put us on the map.
Right, sure. That was definitely part of it.
I feel that way like with the events that I run, where it's like, yeah, like you could just keep rinsing and repeating the same goddamn thing over and over again, but then all your leadership, at least your creative leadership, is going to want to start a shotgun.
Yeah, they'll just do something else.
I think that like 95% of people that help out with these things and volunteer for these things, they're like, yeah, like, oh, so same deal, right? Like we're good. And then you have like that last 5%, and they're usually in a leadership position. And they're like, fuck, man, if I have to hear the same fucking band play the same fucking tune at the same fucking venue for the same fucking price, like one more time.
Yeah. See, I think that's the balance as a leader to maintain is the audience doesn't see any of that, right? No. They see it once a year, say, like the Highland Games say. They'll watch the same because they see it once a year. It's not a big deal for them. For us who see it because we go to all these games, we see the same shit all the time.
They'll complain all the way up to handing you $20 for their ticket.
Well, maybe that's not my point.
Like, oh, it's great. I'm like, yeah, you fucking sheep.
That's like, well, maybe, but that's the balance of management. Does it really matter? Like we did the same concert essentially 2 years in a row, the last 2 years because we had nobody that could play anything different. We literally got
new
caught.
Music.
We got caught, and it just
the only room we had to innovate was in the non-pipe band bits.
Correct. And we had a different guest, but I mean, essentially to the audience, that's the same thing, whether it's a fucking hot chick or fucking Alistair Henderson.
Also a hot chick.
They don't know. They just hear a great player and it's all the same to them. So probably from year to year, they wouldn't notice. Like think about rock bands, like, or whoever, like they play the same show for a year, right? The audience is different. Maybe you travel to see, like, I don't know how people went to travel to follow the Grateful Dead. I don't understand that at all. It's the same fucking thing. And
everybody wants a 45-minute flute solo.
Maybe just
especially if you're on mushrooms.
It's an excuse to get high on crazy shit, maybe. But I don't know, man. Like that's the balance of management. Is like, does it really matter what you think? Because you're not the audience. I mean, it matters what you think. Don't get me wrong, but like the audience is what matters, right? And if they don't know the difference, does it? If a tree falls in the wood and there's nobody here.
I mean, so like the way that I've always looked at it is, it's not just about engaging the audience; it's about engaging the artist. And that can mean multiple things, right? Like when we're doing a concert like Celtic Thanksgiving, we want to engage the artists that are performing because otherwise I'm just doing another gig. Like, why do I care?
Other than the money.
Other than getting paid.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you talked about, burnout from like, hey, I'm going to show up and I'll play 3/4s and then Scotland the Brave and I'm going to leave. Like, I got paid. Cool.
Yeah.
$20 goes to Caesars for parking. Awesome.
Well,
you run into those things.
Not if you fight with the machine. I will fight. I fought with the machine.
like with volunteer organizations, especially when it's not like an artistic objective, it's an interesting thing to try to figure out like, okay, how do I motivate? Right? Like, because like for artists, hey, we're going to do this new set. We're going to do this new bit. We're going to do this. I mean, if you're a cover band playing different venues around town, you have a regular gig, like, hey, we're going to add a song in. Those are kinds of like, oh shit, like let's shake the dice and mix it up a bit and like get people, get their dick at least semi-erect.
Right.
It's difficult to do with events a lot of time. And it's like, okay, so now I got to motivate with what? Like, hey guys, remember what we did last time? We're going to do that again. So it's always one of those things of like, I think those
wouldn't it just be easier though if you just did the same thing though?
Like that 5% that I talked about earlier, like then the burden comes to, okay, like now how do we innovate? And maybe the customer never knows the difference. And 9 times out of 10, they probably won't know the difference. But everybody that helps you do the thing doesn't fall into that lull, you know? Mm-hmm. They don't get the bagpipe funk.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you got to mix shit up for the sake of mixing shit up just so that, you know, people stay on their goddamn toes.
That's true. Yep. That's true. Unless you're in a pipe band. Unless you're in a typical pipe band, then don't do that because it all will fall apart drastically.
One simplified tune every week, and how much drop off did we see?
Like 100% drop off. I don't know. Yeah.
Kurt was asking me on Thursday. She's like, "Are you guys doing practice?" I was like, "I'm still going, but I think it's gonna be me and Fusco."
Yeah, it almost was, basically. I mean, I had heard from people that they weren't coming. Like, oh, I'm not gonna make it this week. Like, here we go again. I'm gonna give it like a few weeks and see how the pattern emerges. But we went from, and granted, you can't blame Rick. I give him once a month, and that's fine.
That's fine.
It's coming.
If you see Rick once a month, like that's fair.
That's pretty good.
That's super fair.
Yeah.
Angel just got back into town, so
but I haven't seen him in 6 months.
Well, he had an excuse for 1 week.
Yeah, an excuse for a week. We haven't seen him for 6 months other than that. Maybe once. But anyway, we went from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 or 8 people to 4, right? Was there 4 of us? Mm-hmm. You, Bill,
5.
Pat. Well, Mike showed up just to pick up a drum.
Right, he didn't play.
He didn't come to do anything.
I can't read music.
Well, what are you going to do? I can't teach him. I can't help him.
Then again, neither can Pat. So.
Well, okay, fair enough. But but that's the point. We're going back to teaching mode, and I'm just going to drag them through it. And we lost. I guess that's 50%. I suppose we lost roughly. But
needless to say, the band that shall not be named has the clap.
Apparently, it was so perfect.
We spent so much time clapping.
Well, that's true. We did do the whole clapping thing. We did start with that.
That's good, man. People
and actually, that part went reasonably well, believe it or not.
That's one of those things like I never thought about. And I hate to fucking... I hate to give Doogie any credit because if the man took 2 ribs out so he could suck his own dick. But... the method is perfect.
This is the pot calling the kettle black.
The method is perfect because rhythm actually has been improving. I thought the rhythm was pretty good. It's one of those things that I never thought about.
Whether it sticks.
I grew up playing music, so rhythm should just be kind of built in back of your mind. It's one of the reasons I was always a shitty bagpipe teacher because just trying to well, why don't you just do it right? Do it like this,
right?
And breaking it down into those microscopic pieces of well, first you do this, and now you do this, and then you go to your drawer, and then you pull out the revolver.
You point it at your head.
You spin.
Put it in your mouth.
You put one bullet in. You spin the cylinder. That's how you decide if you're going to practice tonight. You can either practice or pull the trigger.
Oh man,
bagpipe roulette.
And then there's the people I haven't heard from at all. And I've been texting, I've been band apping, I've been doing everything. I'm I'm going to give them maybe exactly 2 weeks to not respond. And I'm showing up at your house and grabbing your shit.
Yeah, pull your kilts.
Fuck everything. You guys there's a lot of people with band equipment that aren't even saying boo.
They're not even saying no.
No, they're not saying anything. I'm granted, I get it. It's been a year, but I talked to you guys 6 months ago on the phone. We all chatted here and there.
We have an AGM on Monday.
Right.
It's going to be you, me, Jeremy, Leslie.
Barbara, probably Babs.
And that's probably it.
That's probably it.
I'm not even on the board. I'm probably the only just normal band member that attends.
Probably. I bet you Mia Bella will be there because she just shows up to shit. But that's probably it.
She'll be busy TikToking.
She'll be TikToking or not, just very distracted. But either way, she'll be sitting there.
Clang.
I've got power again. All right, cool. So what was fun about Winter Storm? Okay, so it wasn't all terrible by any means. There's lots of fun stuff.
I feel like the front half of this podcast was kind of doom and gloomy.
Well, that's our wheelhouse.
As it goes. Yeah.
Nobody listens to this if
As
we're happy.
As it was, so it shall be. Hey, fair.
So what was fun about Winter Storm? So the concert was also quite enjoyable, obviously. To see... well, I mean, this is rare perspective for me, but I got to see them warming up, like prepping, and we're doing a show run through, and they didn't play everything, but they kind of like did some bits here and there, and then see how it came together by the end was fun to watch, because I'm aware of this when we do it for our own concert. Like same thing, like when we're just doing a run through, like stop thinking so hard, just play the thing, do the thing, get on and off, know what you're going to do, and we don't care about all the music. The other stuff,
hit your marks, get the fuck.
That's all you got to worry about, you know. But then to see them do it, the same basic thing. The kids band, they had brought in the kids from Dollar Academy, which is Callum Beaumont's school. They brought in, I don't know, 4 so pipers, a couple snares, bass and tenor kind of thing.
Where's that located, by the way?
Dollar, Scotland. Apparently the town is called Dollar.
Oh, it's called Dollar.
Yeah.
So I thought Dollar like $1.
No, it's the name of a town.
And I'm like, why would you call it one? Well, actually, if it's in Scotland, you couldn't call it Pound Academy. Nobody want to call it.
That's true.
Nobody want to send their kids to Pound Academy.
Definitely not. But yeah, the Dollar Academy kids.
This episode brought to you by Pound Academy.
Send your kids, please.
Nah, I'm not going to jim the camera on that one. That's not happening.
Anyway, so that was fun to watch. Of course, when they do the group P Rock and the harmonies, that's always fun. The last tune, which you're going to play here eventually, was good. We'll get to that as the win of the week, because we'll try to get back to old school sets. We're in this room. We're going to do win and fail. Well, I don't have a fail, but other than my life, but
my fail is Monday through Friday.
But we're going to get to that, and yeah, so that was fun. The party. I won't out anybody's name, but there was somebody there that we know. You definitely know. That was like, this is so lame this year. The party is so lame. And I don't know. I don't remember why. I think because they moved the beer into another room. They didn't have it in the same room as the big room. Just because I think they had to because there were cops there, like guarding like literally cops showed up. We're like, why are there cops here? 2 sheriffs or whatever they were. And, standing outside the beer room the whole time. So they must have had to deal with something different this year.
The crown jewels were
you would think
right next to
it's just
beer.
A bunch of kegs, and like, I don't, it's not like they were checking IDs. I never saw anybody check IDs, but so I don't know. But anyway, that was part of the reason. And then like the playing just went on way too long. I think like by that point, everybody's so done. I'm over it. Like granted, it gives the kids, all these kids want to play on stage and stuff, but it's like in years past, I found it fun when like people were just wandering around the room playing. They weren't like on a stage. It was just, it came across more
and there was
informal.
There was a lot of like I don't want to use the term busking, but like random sesh. Like
yes,
like
it was more
random
session
just
style.
showed up.
Yeah. And so you like have, I don't know, whoever was playing Callum Beaumont or like
we have that in our
McWhorter
Winter
or
Storm
whoever.
video from when we went. Like
yeah.
You know,
and that's what was, and that
I
seemed
captured
more
a bunch of the sesh while you were busy getting pounded out.
Yeah, well, you know, there's a certain amount of sesh to that too. There's a little skill involved, but
as usual.
But anyway,
Fusco's getting a mediocre blowjob, and I'm doing all the goddamn work.
I mean, it's what makes it gives me.
He's pushing me.
Gives me life.
He's pushing wet rope through a black hole, and I'm fucking recording and editing.
You weren't editing by any means. I don't think any of that video content ever came out. But
it did. It's in the blog. It's in the fucking Winter Storm blog. It's a 2-parter.
But that was the cool stuff. Like Callum Beaumont walking around with pipes, not like, you know, the kids. You know, like when you go to a pipe school and the kids won't shut the fuck up. Meaning literally playing.
Most people say that about us.
Well, that's true too, but like they just won't, like after some point, like just put the pipes away. We're all just hanging out and just I'd like to chill for a while. Like, please shut the fuck up. But like I get it, they encourage the kids to want to play, but like, all right, enough already. And you know, so there's a little bit of that. But
just wait till those kids discover boobs.
Yeah, they're still like 14. They haven't quite got there yet. Give them until 16. They'll be trying to get laid like the rest of us.
My solo bagpiping went down starkly once I discovered tits and money.
Yes, exactly correct. Yep, and how they relate to each other, as Beer Boy Brad can attest to by sending me a blowjob. But I don't know the details. I don't want to know.
I just want to go on record, by the way. Him sending you 2 sponges rubber banded together does not necessarily count as a blowjob. You're trying to figure out that joke.
No, I am there. I'm just trying to think how I want to respond to that, but I'm just going to let it go. But anyway, yeah, so there's some fun stuff. The drinking was fun, meeting up, catching up with old people, old friends and stuff. That was cool. Matt Biggs was there. Of course, Thea is there. And a lot of people like Killian We saw him
That's
again.
awesome. You got to hang with Lex.
Lex, who I'd never have we met him in person before?
No,
I don't think so.
I haven't met him in person.
Yeah, I don't think I've either. Now that I think about it, but that was cool
You
to see
definitely
him.
met him in person because you sent me a picture of him sitting on your hotel bed.
It wasn't my bed. We were in another room, but we were partying in somebody else's room, which was fun. The Dubuque Fire Department band party room, which I don't remember much of that party.
Great place to catch chlamydia.
Yeah, they had all the booze and all the fun. It was just like 6 dudes standing around in a room. I don't know what we were talking about. I have no fucking clue. But yeah, I sent you some video, and who knows? We did dogpile one of the guys in their band at some point, which is we're talking a bunch of like 60-year-old plus men running into another guy's room.
So you guys had a lemon party.
This was led by me, and for stupidity's sake. But I was like, hey, let's go dogpile fucking Hawk.
Perfect for the TikTok.
They're like, what is a dogpile? Like, where did you guys grow up? How do you not know what this is?
Have you ever seen a cat pile? It's different.
So we literally did that. So that was fun. What else?
So you ran live streams all the weekend. You have to see a lot of performances. Any standouts? Aside from the concert, obviously. Well, I mean, and any standouts in the concert? Apparently the Dollar Academy kids need to go to the Pound Academy. We don't like them, apparently.
Yeah, no. They were very good in the concert.
Oh,
is what I mean. No, they were fantastic. It was great to listen to them. What was standouts? Like I said, the P-Rock was good. The very last tune, which is called Greenlands, I believe, which we have here. We'll play at the end. And then like Jack Lee's set was pretty kick ass.
Uncle Jack
as
killed,
it usually is,
as always.
Callum's was
I've been trolling Uncle Jack too much. He's not going to answer my calls.
Callum's set was quite good. I mean, the whole thing was quite good. It just was a little long, but other than that, Matt McIsaac was there, and he did a whole fucking thing.
Oh, motherfucker!
And you got to watch this thing. Like, you can watch a professional fuck up on stage in real time. It's fantastic.
I have to look that one up. Yeah,
like not his playing, but like what he was trying to do didn't work, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah,
he did a whole loop pedal thing and all this shit. So check it out. And he was great by the end. He got it by the end. It didn't work at first, so it was like
us trying to set up a podcast.
Correct, exactly what it was. It was like technical shit's not working right. What's going on? But it was
this is why I thoroughly enjoy playing bagpipes, because it's an acoustic instrument.
Yeah, it's like it either works or it doesn't, and then you just quit.
Although then you get in a situation like we had on New Year's where I've got 2 mic packs and 1 in-ear pack. We had 3 packs each, right? Because I had an in-ear for New Year's.
Oh yeah.
We had in-ears, and then I think we had 2
3
mics.
packs. Yeah, we had 3 total, which was crazy. Two mics. Yeah, there was a lot of things attached to my waistband.
Well, that was the funniest thing. The guy's like, "Hey, I got to put this." I was like, "Bro, I just went like
cop mode, like just search me.
just put the shit.
I've been
on
arrested
me.
before. It's okay.
Like,
you can.
I got rehearsal in 2 minutes. Just put the shit on me. I don't give a fuck. This is not my job. My job is to blow the hot air into the thing and make the squeaky noise.
Which you did really well. You squeaked it.
Nailed it.
So anyway, yeah. So Winter Storm was. They had
the one thing I noticed on the video that I stole of the person who filmed me at New Year's Eve was, I was like, and I had someone else comment on it because I wasn't in the video yet, but they commented, they're like, I could tell it was you because I did like the and I bent it. I bent the note up.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And I was like, oh yeah, it was you, motherfucker, because you did that stupid cheeky shit.
Yeah, you really shouldn't do that at a professional gig like that.
Yeah, no, we really did a bad job. It sounded horrible. Adele was displeased.
Yeah, you definitely didn't want to displease her, apparently.
But it's her fucking tantrum.
She absolutely said that, 100%.
Not to us.
Not to us.
Yeah,
No.
We fucking nailed it.
We did our part.
The only interaction we had was like, that was perfect. Thank you, bagpipers. And we're like, sweet, we're getting the fuck out of here.
Before anything else, don't stick around too long. When you get the answer you want, get the fuck out.
It was like, what, 1 and done, 2 and done, maybe? And she's like, perfect. I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. Someone's about to get their head chopped off. It ain't going to be us.
That was fun. I'm
glad you enjoyed Winter Storm. I'm sorry the travel was such a shit because everyone was experiencing that. A lot of the stuff I saw was just people getting fucking grounded.
Yeah, there was just a
how delayed were you getting
glitch. 2 hours maybe. It didn't affect me that much.
You weren't one of the people that was like a day late and $1 shorter.
No. So great story about Callum Beaumont, right? So he's flying in from Scotland on supposed to be Wednesday. So he flew from Scotland. He got to, let me think, where was it? Jersey, I believe. And then he was supposed to go to Kansas City from there, but flights got all fucked up. So they sent him from Jersey to Washington D.C. to like catch another flight, right? So he gets to Washington D.C. That flight either gets missed or something happens. They send him back. They fly him back to Jersey, same airline, and then fly him back to Kansas. It took him like 24 hours to get there. So he shows up. He gets there at like 2 a.m. He has to teach at 8 the next day. And
he hasn't eaten or slept in 20 hours.
It was so ridiculous. Like, wow, that poor. And he had the worst story of anybody that I had heard.
Oh man, we got to get that. We got to get that story. We'll reach out. We'll have
to get him on again. But he was. We
have to get the Callum Beaumont story.
There were one of the probably the most important things I would say about Winter Storm is, especially in the steam part, but really in general, is. I go through this for sure here, but we're in a vacuum a little bit, right? It's just you and me with microphones railing into the abyss a little bit.
Just two assholes screaming into nothingness.
And you get no feedback, so it's like, why am I doing this?
We got an audience of two. We got Lucy and Bear. Bear's probably by the bathroom.
Yeah. So, but it was nice to hear from people like, oh, you guys still doing a show? Like, well, we got a lot of those, but like, oh my God, I love you, blah, blah, blah. Callum asks, hey, where's your partner? Everybody thinks we're a gay partnership, it seems. But
I can do
where's your partner?
Better,
I keep hearing this over and over again. I'm like, you didn't come this year. Where's your partner? I'm like, how do you mean that? What do you mean by partner?
I can do a lot better. Were I in a homosexual, not heterosexual relationship?
Yeah, absolutely. So, a lot of that, but a lot of people, which is nice to reaffirm that people are out there and you don't realize it sometimes when, it's like, you, me, and MLK for the 7,000th time.
Yeah, that's like just fucking rinsing and repeating.
It's like, oh my God, people listen, and they actually quote shit. And it's like, oh my God, I can't. Which is really reinvigorating at times. It's like, oh yeah, okay, I guess we do.
Did you get a little bit of a creative boost for the Chan Rand podcast? A
little bit.
Going to Winter Storm and.
A little bit, especially that guy says we've been doing it for 10 years. Sure seems like it to me, but it's definitely not 10 years.
Feels like 20 to me.
It feels like 10 years. It's only been 5. But yeah, so, but a lot of that. And I actually had a conversation with Richard Parks. This was funny.
How's Parksy?
He's good. So I ran up to him in the beer room, the very highly guarded beer room. And he kind of came up, shook my hand. And he's like, oh, and I was surprised he came up to me. I was just standing there, whatever. And I'm like, oh, how you doing? And what happened at the concert was at some point, Bob Worrell was the MC this year, and he brought him and Terry Lee up on stage just to, hey, two of the greatest pipe majors of all time, blah blah blah, kind of thing. And so, and if you know Richard Parks at all, he hates shit like that. Like that's not his thing. So anyway, we're talking to him after, and he came up to me, shook my hand. I was like, hey, this is a nice honor you got. They brought you up on stage. And he's like, yeah. It's like, how much and I said to him, I was like, how much were you hating your life right then? He's like, oh God, I hate stuff like that. He like totally went down the road of like, yeah, like, I just wish they wouldn't do stuff like that. So then we just got talking about like dealing with stuff like that, like, like the humbleness and the honors and stuff. So it was an interesting conversation that had nothing to do with pipes other than the things that come along with it.
Like Stuart's not that different. I would be very interested to know how Stuart feels about like having to go through all the MBE shit.
I bet you he doesn't. He's not like Richard. He kind of gets off on it. I think he's
so?
humble, but he's not. He's not like.
Yeah,
he doesn't hate it.
He always struck me as like, for fuck's sake, like I got.
No, I never got that impression from him. He like eats it up. I think he just covers it really well. Like he's super humble about it. But in my opinion,
what process do we have to go through? Because here's the goal. I mean, obviously, Chan Rand's going to last 100 years, 100 seasons. God. Yeah. Well, according to Mike from fucking Boston, we've been doing it for 100 years.
Well, you plant the tree that you don't actually get to live under, is because there's no way I'm living.
But I would love. I don't know how to go about it, and I don't think it's physically possible. But I would love to like get one of us to have like the MBE designation ceremony, and we just don't go. It's just no call, no show that shit. Like, oh my God, I'm so honored. It's going to be September 12th at 5. Perfect. Thank you so much. And then like they're just calling you.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I'm at Wingstop in Vegas. Like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember 1776, but I don't really give a shit about you.
Well, I mean, you'd have to be an actual citizen of England, I suppose, or the UK to get this honor, I suppose. But Maybe there's something equivalent here. I don't know, but
It's like we're all here. We're ready to like lay the sword or whatever the fuck they do.
that's knighting. But yeah,
like, we're ready to do that. Like, where are you at? I'm like, oh, I thought you guys were fucking with me. Like, no, I'm at home. I'm playing Lego Star Wars.
yeah. I think like a lot of these guys, Richard was given honorary doctorates twice to two different universities. I think there's only two in Northern Ireland.
So when he's flying here from Scotland, if someone's like, "Is there a doctor on the plane?"
he can say,
Does he throw his hand up?
I'm sure he doesn't. But like Jack and Terry Lee were both given honorary doctorates, probably SFU, I suspect. But
it's like, we have a guy going into cardiac arrest. Oh, my doctorate's in bagpipes.
so all these guys were like they kept introducing them as Dr. Richard Parks, MBE, or whatever. Bob Worrell was having some fun with it.
I just want to say, man, that nomenclature is very confusing for the injured.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm a doctor of philosophy, not a doctor of medicine.
Like, Indiana Jones is a doctor.
Right.
Technically.
He's a professor. I mean, maybe we should call him professor instead of doctor.
It's Dr. Jones, but guess what? If you have a sucking chest wound, he doesn't know what to do.
No time for love, Dr. Jones. All right, so can we end this nonsense?
Yeah, let's put a pin in this motherfucker.
I don't know where he went, but that's fine. Kelly went to get food. Cool. Kelly, can you bring me some, please? I'll take anything at this point. Del Taco Bell's my favorite, but I'm willing to bend a little bit.
Del Taco.
BK, little Happy Jacks or whatever the fuck it's called in Australia. Yeah. Did you know like Burger King, the company exists in Australia, but it's not called Burger King. It's called it's like Happy Jack. I don't know. Ozzy Brother probably
Drop Air Lord.
Ozzy Brother will tell me. It's Popeye Jacks or Popeye Joe's or something. It's weird, but it's got the same symbol. It's like it's the Burger King symbol, but that's not the Burger King name.
Well, they're part of the empire, so wouldn't it be like Flat Meat Queen?
Probably. I don't think corporations care about that, but. Kelly doesn't need a shirt. Kelly, everybody needs a shirt. We just need to cut the boobs out for your shirt. Hungry Jacks, that's it. Yeah, that's what it is. It was the weirdest thing because I literally saw this. I'm like, man, that looks like a Burger King. We drove by several of them. Like, that's definitely the Burger King logo. Like, what the hell? And then come to find out, it's the same fucking.
It's like, isn't that like the Carl's Jr. Hardee's thing on like the West Coast versus East Coast in the States? Like Hardee's is Carl's Jr., but it's different names.
But the symbols are very different.
Nah.
Big time. Like you wouldn't know. You couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. I mean, that didn't.
Also,
but like literally, the symbol was the same.
Also in Australia, they have Out and In Burger.
Yeah, Out and In. Yeah, exactly.
Did you know that in Australia, the curly fries go the other way?
They curly the other direction.
And we're back.
Hold on.